Today I'm going to share with you why I started a box truck business. If you're interested in starting a trucking business, but you have no trucking experience and you don't want to be the driver, I think my experience will shed light on what you can expect before getting started in trucking and buying that first box truck. I also think I will really give you an idea of the backstory and events that will eventually lead to owning your own fleet of trucks in this video. So with that being said, let's go back to my office and get started. I started my trucking company back in August of 2021. So at this time, again, there was a pandemic, and prior to this, I had owned a couple businesses. One was profitable, one was not, and I had several business ideas that I would play with. That again, some were profitable, some were not. And I had took some time off to kind of just focus and regroup. And the entrepreneurial bug was still there. I really wanted to get back in and do something, but I didn't have an idea of what that was at the time. So what happened was, as I was watching the news with the pandemic, we all heard they were talking about, delivery and how there was a driver shortage. And this was constantly like a ritual every day. I heard it more often than not. And then what really happened was, I think it was in March of 2020, I had went to the grocery store, to Walmart to get just items. Something told me to get some tissue paper. I don't know why. Not that I needed it, but I was hearing the commotion. I promise you, when I got to Walmart, like most places, the shelves were empty. And it really was like, what in the world is going on? Like, why is everyone acting this way? And I realized then, okay, this trucker shortage that's happening is probably something I need to pay attention to. So what did I do? I did exactly what most of us did. I sat, I watched, and I just listened to see what was happening, what was going to take place in the coming weeks. Now, during this time, I had a brother that was working in the trucking industry, working for a company called CDL Logistics. And he was working for one of the independent contractors who owned their own truck. And he really wanted to get into trucking. And I only played with the idea, never really had the opportunity that presented itself to me to do anything, but it was an idea. And he'd been talking about it for 6 months, and actually prior to that, he wanted to get in trucking for a couple years. So he got a job in trucking, working for this gentleman at CDL Logistics, and they would talk about, the opportunity and the pay. And he did a really good job while he was working there. And 6 months after being there, the independent contracting manager reached out to him and gave him the opportunity to come on as an independent contractor. Great accomplishment, right? Not just yet. Let's stop right there. What I've noticed is a lot of people get into the box truck business and they're excited, but they're not as prepared as they could be. And that's for any business. Doesn't mean to be fearful. It just means you have to know what you don't know. You have to ask questions. You got to have a support system. That way you can help yourself mitigate, anything you may come up against as you're going along your journey. Running a business is already challenging enough. And then adding unpreparedness to that equation, it causes a little bit more challenge than necessary. What I did was I did notice a problem in the industry that I was looking into, which is transportation, last mile delivery. They needed more delivery drivers. I noticed that. And there was a need, a need to fulfill of deliveries, because no one was able. Sorry, I need to re-record this session. It never recorded. So I was saying that my brother was given the opportunity, he was given a contract, but there was a problem. He wasn't prepared for the opportunity. He didn't have the credit, he didn't have the experience in business. And we've all been there, where we've been given opportunity, but we don't have the means, the foresight, the capacity, or the experience to be able to realize the opportunity that's been given to us. This is a bit off topic, but I want to share this. So I don't know when it was, but I know earlier in my life, I remember noticing after I started working that there will always be sales or things were on discount, whether it was Black Friday or right before Christmas or just random sales throughout the year, right? And for some reason, it never dawned on me that was happening as a young adult. But I realized really quickly, whenever these sales happen, I never have money to buy the things that I really wanted to purchase. And then it began to really work on my internal psyche. Okay, the reason why I don't have, because I'm not preparing myself. You know, there's gonna always be a situation, it's gonna always be an opportunity that's gonna come. Now, the question is, will I be prepared when it comes towards me? And the same thing is true for trucking. You're gonna find yourself going to warehouses and distribution centers in your area. You're gonna begin to talk to managers and other drivers, and you're gonna begin to get intelligence and information on what they need and what the requirements are. Now the question is, once you get the information, what do you do with it? Do you begin to prepare yourself for the opportunity, or do you sit on it and do nothing, right? So just keep that in mind, that opportunities are gonna always come. It's up to us to make sure that we do the work to make sure we are ready when they do occur. So now back to my brother. So as he got the contract and the opportunity, the perfect storm was brewing. He began to ask around different people to find the funds or the funder to help him get the truck that he needed. Well, I seen things that did not settle with me as a big sister. So I decided, you know what? Instead of having him go that route, I will just take the funds that I have and I will purchase a truck for him. My original thought was to buy the truck for him. But then I thought, you know, that would be a risk that I wasn't willing to take, and I wasn't willing to put myself out there in that manner. It didn't seem as logical as just having him come on board and just partner with me and become an employee of the company and work his way that way to not only begin to buy his own truck eventually or to continue to grow with the company. So I decided to bring him on board as a driver. I became an independent contractor instead of him for that contract, because this is in my name, I had everything set up, but I made sure that he had everything he needed to be able to work the contract the way he needed to work. And he went on, he did a good job, he really thrived, and it worked out perfectly for our situation. So there are two things that I learned. The first thing is that opportunities are gonna always happen. It's up to you to realize it and take advantage of the opportunity and make it into something that's beneficial, not only to solve a problem, but also to meet your goals. And the second thing I learned is while you're waiting for the opportunity to show up, what are you doing? You begin to build more skills, make more relationships, have more conversations. That way, when it does come, you begin to put your team into place, and put your people and your resources into place, because you've already done the legwork. All you were doing was waiting for the opportunity to present itself to you. So my reasons for starting a trucking company was birthed to help my family gain employment. Your reasons may be different. It doesn't matter what your reasons are. Just make sure that whatever you choose is going to drive you, and that you are prepared to do the work required to be an independent contractor and a business owner. All right, that's all I have for you. Just make sure if you have any questions about anything, to leave your comments below. I'll make sure I answer them. If there's something that I did not go into depth about or did not, make it clear, just make sure you ask me. I will either answer them in the comment section, or if I see a lot of people asking a similar or the same question, I'll make a video to respond to everyone at one time. If you have any suggestions, then go ahead and put them down in the comment section as well. Make sure if you enjoyed this video that you do all the YouTube-y things. You like, subscribe, thumbs up, comment, you know what to do. All the good YouTube stuff, right? Be sure to do that so I can continue to get the feedback that I need to make more videos like this. And do not forget to subscribe. Well, it was real. I enjoyed myself. Until next time, goodbye.